signal talks like it knows me. Every move could crown me or ghost me. I'm tracing the arc in my mind, chasing the shape I can't find. Hey, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last. Stand up and down, again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like I've been blowing through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, spin that doubt, round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last. Stand up and down, again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like we've been blowing through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Oh. Shots on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question, every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last. Stand up and down. The screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die, it's scalp or die, scalp or die. I'm living on the edge, every tick, every breath I hedge it. Scalp or die, thrills my heart. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Green and red, they're my only friends. A 1-minute chart, it never pretends. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die, it's scalp or I'm living on the edge, every tick, every breath I hedge it. Scalp or die, the thrills my heart. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge it. Scalp or die, thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Ooh. Green and red, they're my only friends. A 1-minute chart, it never pretends. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge it. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Win or lose, I kiss the sky.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Live Trade Early Edition. Hope everything is going well, guys. How's sound check, vibe check, mic check? Screen looks good, right? Let me just double check the screen here. Let me make sure you guys are seeing me fine. Screen looks good. Okay. So a little bit of a quandary this morning, right? And honestly, I don't know how to resolve it. Good morning. I'm trying to trade with trend, meaning that, let's say, if we're below VWAP, I want to take primarily short signals. If we're above VWAP, I want to take primarily long signals, right? Or almost always long signals. The problem is that, and this happens to us in the morning all the time, on wealth charts, the VWAP is showing me positive trend. And on TradingView, it's showing me negative trend, right? Here's my VWAP. And it's very confusing. Oops, sorry. Sorry, let me just organize myself. Where's my VWAP? Why is it not showing me the view? Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I got myself all confused. I was looking at the thing. So we're actually trading positive VWAP. So if we're trading positive VWAP, let me remove this. You want to try to. The idea is that, if you're trading positive VWAP, you shouldn't be taking any short trades, which I actually am right now because I got myself a little bit confused and turn around. And you only want to be looking at buy signals, which in this case would be, this one, which fails. Here we are. So here's VWAP all the way over here. So you can see, long here, like, for example, okay, this fails, this succeeds, the yellow to white succeeds, this fails, but this succeeds, this fails, but this succeeds. You just want to be very, very patient to take the secondary or the third signal for the resolution. But by basically staying to trend, you hope to resolve all your trades at 2 trades maximum, which really puts you in a very, very, strong probability position. versus just trying to trade both sides of the market, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So you know what I'm going to do? I got myself a free exit card. So I'm just going to take myself out of it and go myself flat and wait now to see if I can get a positive trade. Now you could trade counter trend. You could trade against the trend and take the short signals. But what I think is very, very toxic and dangerous to do is to trade both sides of the market. So in one single resolution sequence, basically, whatever part of the trend you're in, you should be committing yourself to one side for the resolution sequence. Because I think what happens is if we find ourselves in a kind of a chopped format, 1, 2, 3, and you already three trades into a resolution, and you're just chopped out of a trade. Whereas even if, let's say, I was trading counter trend ideas, right, over here, you can see that, this first counter trend that resolves. This is a second counter trend. Let's see, this one stops me out. This one, these are all obviously very, very small candles, right? I don't know what my risk is here. This is what, 66. This actually resolves on a one-to-one basis, right? This one also resolves on a one-to-one basis. Tiny, tiny little risks. You're talking about 64 points, and this resolves on a one-to-one basis. Just by sticking to one side of the trade, you have a higher chance of resolving the sequence. Whereas if you start flipping from longs to shorts to longs to shorts, you can get very quickly whipped out. It's better to just let the market on a short-term basis find some directional movement. And the thing is that, now you can have one account where you're trading just with trend, and one account, we can just actually do that. We can trade 150,000 just with trend, and the other one just against trend, but staying on the same sequence the whole time, so that we have a much higher chance of resolving the whole trade. It's just a very nuanced approach to how you want to scalp, but the whole idea is to put the probabilities in your favor as much as possible, right? As much as possible. So let's see how it plays out. We are, mildly up for the day. Trend is positive. So in this account, we'll try to trade to trend, which is take only buy side trades. And in the other account, we'll try to trade against trend in wealth charts and take sell side trades. And see how it plays out. My starting position on 50,000, let's just say it's going to be 3. So we'll just do 3 over here too. These are 250,000s, and just see how they play themselves out. This also kind of forces you to not get into a fast resolution cycle. It forces you to slow down, and that obviously is good for you too, because if you get super fast, you tend to just get completely whipsawed into a trade. Anyways, I let this short go, and it actually worked very nicely because I got myself confused. For some reason, I thought I was below and above VWAP. But anyways, we'll start fresh. We got 2-3 hours here. Let's see how well we can run one side of the trade sequence. Christopher says he trades long only above VWAP and ignores indices below the VWAP. Yeah, meaning that you just trade both sides below the VWAP. Yeah, that's okay too. My main thing is the short term is going to command 90% of the direction, right? It's the 8 SMA that really governs the direction and the slope of the 8 SMA. But the key thing is I don't want to get whipped around in it. And maybe just by slowing myself down, that very process will be positive. So we're developing a nice big sell-off here before the market open. 70 points to the downside. Still above the VWAP here. Let's see if we get any kind of a reversal move here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We're just getting started. I'm talking about how we're going to try and trade two accounts. One taking only trend trades. The other one going to take only counter trend trades. Trend being defined as 8 SMA over the VWAP. Whenever we get a start signal, whenever we get a buy or a sell signal at the beginning of a fresh trend. Right now, we're deep into a sell segment, so we don't have anything to do. I'm going to take a tiny, because I'm just bored, tiny little risk here. This is a, 22, 32. Oh, here we go. Oh, come. All right, I'm just going to take this. This is not a buy signal because I didn't have a dot, but I'm positive trend. So I'm going to I was going to take the first blue candle because it was very, very small. And just my risk was good. Was it 33 against 22? And I was trying to make it about 39. So that was fine. We just made a little bit of 70% of this thing. Hey, good morning, everybody. English says we're headed to VWAP. Probably it's, we're at near session lows right now. Market was very strong in Asia session. They ran it all the way to 29.5. And London has just been kind of a distribution. See, London has just been a big distribution trade since 4 o'clock with a few counter trend moves. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're just starting trade. It's not even 8:30. News today on the calendar. We have PPI actually. You know what? We got about 3-4 minutes before PPI. Not as big an event as CPI, but could be hot. So we will we'll leave it alone. Z meets Trump in Beijing. Bilateral meeting. 10 o'clock. It says, is that 10 o'clock at night they're meeting in Beijing, isn't it? Anything in headlines? I don't want to take any jumps right in front of the PPI because it's it can always flip around on the trade. We got about 4 minutes, so even if there is a green dot to the upside, we're going to pass up on this until the news comes out. It probably is going to be hotter than expected. Yeah, it would make sense. Green slope. Positive dot here, but no trade because we got news coming up in just 2 seconds. One minute to the news. We'll put the applet on. Let's see what we're looking for. Market is looking for 4.8 against 4.0. Three seconds left. Let's see what the number is. Boom. Bad number, I guess. That's why you didn't want to front it. Let's see how hot it is. That looks really bad. 1.5. Wow. 6.6. Wow, that's bad news. You kind of want to. I'm going to sell this on just. I'll be shocked if this doesn't give us some movement. Here we go. 7. Boom. Nice, clean sell off of that. That was pretty obvious. That was a really, really bad number. Wow, it was a really bad number. Core is 1. Really, really hot. It's going to be interesting to see if the market can look through that. That looks just very negative. Fresh session highs. Big negative dump on the move here. I'm just scalping on my other account really quickly because it's pretty kind of negative news. So I sort of front run the trade, right? This was negative news. I sold it mid candle. The trade here would have been very, very big risk. You can't really use this candle as a risk. You could try to trade this particular candle if it closes, but it's not holding the dot. So I think we need to be just a little bit. I would want to wait just a little bit because we have reaction, counter reaction, and then probably the true reaction coming in a little bit later. So let's give it a minute to digest. Yeah, it's a big move down. We just dropped like about 100 points off. It's really shockingly bad. It's 6% on a month-to-month basis. That's a really bad print. I wonder, let's see. Well, okay, let's watch this for a second. This is another, steep sell-off here, 272s. I'm going to take smaller size here too. Okay, I have to take this risk and see if we can get this reward. Fast moving. I will take that. We'll take that over. So that's like, it's about this was a count I started with 50,000. Now it's like 5182 so far. But these are big volatile moves, so you don't want to really stick around. You either want to have tiny little positions for big, big long directional moves, or just bigger positions, but just take the profit the moment you get it, which is what I'm doing. So now we're like, we're touching VWAP. Probably going to bounce back up off of it, but that's a really negative report. Let me see what the markets are saying about this. Trying to see if there's any analysis on the move here. X food and energy. That's really, really bad. See, X food and energy, it was really, really hot. So those are the two most volatile components. Services inflation was up 2.5. Yeah, it's kind of negative news. All right, let's see what the market wants to do. Fundamentally, this is negative news. Technically, right now, we're kind of holding VWAP. Still positive trend. Yeah, the straddle would have worked today. Because today, CPI wasn't as big a shock, but PPI really was a big shock today. All right, let's see if it's going to resume selling here. I'm waiting for the red dots to resume. "40 seconds on this candle." Let's see if we hold the lows. I'm trying to trade my other account. 10 seconds left. All right, hold this highs. I'm going to go over here for the lows. Let's see if we can make 70% of the lows. Boom, 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 boom. Done. Done. Nice. That was a quick scalp. Back out. That was like an intelligent trade. It was actually could have gotten more, but that was a good intelligent trade because we had negative news. We'll let the market shake itself out until it finally resumed the negative trend. Took the short here, very quick scalp down here. Classic dot scalp against a fundamental trigger. It's actually this is the best time to trade dots is when we have a clean fundamental trigger. We can then just tactically time our entries and get into trades. All right, now we basically negative trend and probably going to spend a little bit of time consolidating. Now there isn't really much to trade until we get a secondary, second wave entry. But let's deconstruct how to trade dots against a fundamental trigger, right? So here's the fundamental trigger, PPI. The dot, the candle itself is massive. So if you're going to take this risk, you're really just assuming here's 300. It's like a 60-point risk, and you don't want to assume more than 20 or 30-point risks, right? So I had actually, what I did here was, I think it was on the 50 account. Let's go over here. I think it was on this account. Wonder if we can, I think I can show you, hang on a second. I can show you the execution marks, execution labels, right? Yeah. You can see it a little bit better. So I literally take it mid candle here because I see the news and I thought it was bad enough with a stop over here. So this gets me into a trade. Then you wait very patiently until you're confirmed on a sell dot, because here's the retrace. Here, fresh selling comes in. You take the candle here with a stop over here. This is a little bit much more reasonable risk of about, was that 308? It's still like a 30-point risk, but not a 60-point risk. You don't want to take any more than a 40-point risk, because then it's just so much. If you're wrong, it's just such a big move against you. So okay, we take that quick scalp here. Don't, but you snooze, you lose. And then finally on the other account, I waited patiently until we got into this trade over here, and boom, straight down, made the money back. So the key thing here was just waiting for the dot to confirm the fundamental move to the downside based upon obviously a very, very bad negative surprise, right? And the price action cooperated. This is like a great example of fundamentals and technicals dovetailing together. Yeah, we're breaking the 29,200 down to the negative trades. I think, you know what? Let's switch over to wealth charts. We've been trading a lot of Trade-O-Vate this morning. So let's switch over to wealth charts. Very clean, clear pictures here. We're below VWAP. All these negative trades here too, right? And now we're just here's what I'm going to wait for. I'm going to wait for price to come back up above and then fail again downward. Because this is a pretty big negative move. Now, if it doesn't fail, if it just simply does a V-shaped move back up, well, then I'm wrong. But I'm also no worse for the wear because I'm not taking any trades. Maybe in a different account, I'll take if I have a counter trend trade. The only way I would have a counter trend trade in this case, this is actually the first here. We can actually go back here. This is a blue candle. A blue candle tells you that the sellers have stopped selling. That's all it tells you. It tells you the sellers have stopped selling. Now, if the blue candle is followed by a green dot, it tells you the buyers are trying to break out. And then maybe you want to take a counter trend trade that way. But a lot of times what happens is sellers stop selling. We come back up above here, and then the sellers begin to break down again. And it's the second breakdown that we want to take as a signal. So like right now, the sellers stop selling. We're trying to inch our way above the 8 SMA, and we'll see what happens. Everybody following what I'm saying to you guys? Good morning, everybody. Who's new in the room here? Who hasn't scalped with us before? Who wants to kind of learn how to lock in? And it's 8:27. Ow. So I thought China was 12. I guess Hong Kong is 12. Thanks, Ben. Ben is like my chat GPT in the room. Any question I need answered, he's got the right answer for it. That makes sense. That makes sense for why they're having a meeting then. Remember yesterday I was saying that I thought we were going to test 2,900 and we broke through. Oh, really? China has one time zone? I had no idea. You really are a font of information. How come they have one time zone? They're a huge fucking country. Okay, now I'm really curious. All right, while the price action does its thing, let's go talk to Gemini. Why does China have one time zone? Have one time zone. Okay, watching the price action climbing above here. But what I'm interested in is seeing if we get a red dot on the move here. If this starts breaking below us here, that's a secondary wave to the downside for us. So far, nothing. China, despite its massive, roughly the same width as continental United States, China officially has a single time zone. The results in this unusual where the sun rises at 4 a.m. in the east, but not until 9 a.m. in the far west. God, they're retarded. Wise had five different. However, following Chinese Civil War, Communist Party established a single time zone. Centralization, yes, of course. This is the idiocy of communism. Politics trumps science. Wow, are they retarded? Jesus Christ. Okay, well, that's really interesting. Okay, buy. We have a counter trend buy move here. All right. Let's remember what I said. If we're going to commit the account to one side, we have to commit it. Let's commit this account to the buy side just for shits and giggles. And we will trade this to the buy side. So that means now in this particular account on wealth charts, I'm not going to take any signals, boom, buy market against this stuff. Oh, shit. Oh, hold on. Flatten. I'm on the big contract, not on the small contract. Oh, wow. Fuck, that was stupid. Okay, good thing. This is what I love about wealth charts. Man, wealth charts just tells you right away where your risk is. So And of course, it's going to pop. See, this is the reason why I'm so glad I got quickly out of it. Okay, we eat the long trade. Go back to this account, and now look for the short trade. And this account, we're going to watch. We're going to try to repair this on the next long signal given to us, which may be, an hour from now. So we'll see. Okay, here's a short signal on this account. Sell against the buy stop here. Let's move this over here. Obviously, the trend is more to the downside, so we want to try to trade the downside trend. I'm going to move this up against this, the top of this. What's the high? 63. 27 against 40. Okay. Let's see how this plays out. And we get a second buy signal here. So we're going to go back to our buy account here. And see if it takes our buy. So we're getting whipped out. The downside signal did not work. But we might get a secondary downside signal. We'll just be patient here. Let me get rid of all these. Execution marks, so we're nice and clean on the chart. So now I want to go to like 5 size on this. Those of you guys who are new, I'm posting the the basic description of what we try and do. In the auction theory idea. Here's the auction theory of trading. Kind of tells you a little bit about what we do, and some of the setups some of the versions of the setups that we're doing. So feel free to read about it, download it. All right. So the first sell signal failed. I'm waiting for the second sell signal. I need to see the dot to the downside. Not happening. And this is a good example. Excuse me, guys. Well, I'm losing my voice. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, and it's not even 9 o'clock. Wow. The dot indicator is only available if you join my coaching. So let me give you the coaching link. Okay, so here is I'm waiting for the next signal to develop. Trend is down, news is down, the stronger trade is to the downside. This trade stopped us out. Now we're getting a secondary short look. 46 seconds on the clock. Let's see if this dot holds. 28 seconds. Let's see if the red dot holds. Eight, 5, 4. Let's make sure it stays here. I don't want it to disappear. See, it disappears. No trade. No trade. Buyers really putting up a battle. We don't move until we get a signal. Buyers putting up a battle. Remember, the other account is the long account. The first buy signal failed. We're going to be in the second buy signal now. 15 seconds left. We're going to wait patiently till it completes, and then we take the trade. If it holds, it's got to hold. All right, long here. Stop is over here. It's 9-7, so I want to be about 7 accounts. I got to tell you, so much easier to trade the setup in wealth charts in terms of handicapping the risk and everything else. So we're flipping back and forth. This may be the second sequence that I eat, but yes, and that's fine. Now we're going to go to the short side that is trying to develop. So, but that is actually so much better than whipping ourselves around. Because now I'm only on the second sequence on the buy side there, whereas I would have been on the fourth, and it would have been just, much, much worse for me. So we're going to go NQ -1, just trade the big one here for the buy side. And now we're setting up a short signal over here. See if we can resolve the short trade. Okay. Okay, so now we're on the short side. Want to come in over here. See if we can resolve this trade. Come to Poppy. Come on. Let's go. We're done. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. The short side resolves in 2. The long side, which is the counter trend side, still floating out there. But look at how much better it is in a sense. I mean, this is an account that goes right back to 180 profit for the day. How much better it is to segregate the sequences so that you're not doing entry, stop, entry, stop, entry, stop, entry, stop, right? By subdividing the whole thing, I basically resolved this in 2 sequences instead of getting stopped out in 4 sequences. It's a much, much more intelligent way of distributing your risk on the scalp trades, right? Still leaves us unresolved on the long side here, but that's fine. We'll come back to that account and manage it, when we can. When we get a long sequence, we'll try to manage that account. In the meantime, and by the way, by doing that, look what we did. This is pure chop territory, right? By distributing our sequences, we're able to just get enough juice from one side to be able to completely repair ourselves. I kind of thought about this last night for a long time after trading gold, and I realized that this is a really smart way of distributing your trades. I'm scrolling back. Ben says that I need to scroll back to 1800 New York. So here's VWAP. It seems like the VWAP is pretty accurate. Do you guys know in wealth charts, how do you go to the front of the chart? Is there like in TradingView, you can just click a button that takes you to the front of the chart instead of like having to scroll back? Is there like a little trick? No? Okay. All right, we still got a couple minutes before 9 o'clock. Negative news. Yeah, Welchurch does not have turn signals, correct. You have to sort of understand what they are. Okay, he comes the third buy signal for us on the Welch charts, right? So this is like our third attempt here. Let's see if if we can resolve it on this trade. No dots so far. All right, dot shows up. All right, we're long here. The stop is going to be over here. Big market. Let's say 19 against. Let's make it a 12 risk. Let's see if the buyers can reverse the move here. So one of the great things I love about Welch charts as a risk platform, first of all, it tells you your floating P&L, all that kind of stuff really keeps you on the ball, but also it tells you the risk in points. So like how to create risk reward ratios right over there instead of trying to handicap it like on TradingView doesn't do that. When I put in stops and targets, doesn't tell you. Does it? And does anybody know if you can do the same thing in TradingView? I don't think you can. Anyways, this buy breakout may be problematic. We'll see. We're hanging in the trade. This is a big chunk. If I get clipped, I get clipped. But we're definitely fighting headwinds here. Move the mouse to the center button of the chart. You get some arrows letting you position front and back at a time. On TradingView. Starting to push a little higher here. And I'm going to just flatten out. Because again, the point for me here is not to win. The point for me is to even myself out. This was a loser trade. And I was able to get myself back to even, which is great. That's all. That's really where I want to be. Now I'm going to go back to MNQs, the small ones. Go to maybe starting size at 3. And go there. And we actually could have made more money, but that's fine. I'm not looking to make money on this third trade. I was completely wrong on these buy signals. The buy signals just didn't work. And the point of the third buy signal is to repair your trade. You're not in the business of making money here. You're just in the business of not losing money. You're in the business of making money on the first two trades if you can do it. But a third trade, you're just in the business of not losing money because you're so, if you're really wrong on a third trade, it's a big hit to the account. You don't want to take too many of those. So it's fine. I didn't make money on this particular sequence. I made nice money on the short side of this sequence. That's all that worked. But the more important point is, look how I separated the risk. I literally de-risked the whole trade by trading long only, short only sides. That's a much more intelligent way of using our scalping techniques. On well charts. Yeah, I think you're right. I totally forgot about that. Right. So I go, where's this thing? Where's the bottom? Oh, here it is. That's it. You're right. This is where you can go back and forth. Thank you. On well charts. Yeah. All right. So found the double bottom here at the 29,200, which English was talking about. He was saying 29,200, holding. Not much going on here for us because we don't have any new fresh trades. So remember, this is the buy side account. So anytime we get a fresh buy segment signal, we're going to take it here. This is the sell side account. We'll see how that's trading. But overall, this is a great start to the day because it shows exactly, what I wanted to show you. First of all, we took really nice, clean trend trades. Boom, boom, boom. We made all this money over here. Then we got into a little bit of trouble and then repaired and got all that money back. And on the long side, we got into a lot of trouble and then we basically repaired back ourselves to even. So now we can work for new opportunities to the buy side without being behind the 8 ball on a day. $25 minutes to the open. I have a feeling market is going to dump the open. I think we're going to go back to 29,000 on the retest. Let me see if anybody's talking about what happened. Okay, USDT is high after report, but apart from the 5-year inflation is up to 7 from a more normal 2.2. This is starting to tick to the upside. Combination of CPI, PPI will lead to rise in PCE, the favorite inflation guide. Probability Fed hike in April is now up to 59%. Kevin Walsh is coming in a difficult situation. There is no cuts priced in anytime soon. This will not sit well. President Trump, who has implored Chairman Coward to cut rates. It'll be difficult for Walsh to encourage a cut. The best case scenario may be for him to lobby for no hike. President Trump's best hope may be to just put the pedal to the metal and cross his fingers for runaway AI growth. Just inflate and continue to ignore blame inflation on oil and hope to tumble if and when the war ends with Strait of Hormuz is open. Although Cook and Barr are expected to speak, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is it's a tough situation because, the Iranians just have him. If he doesn't, the problem is he wants to make a deal to drop oil prices down. But a way to lower oil prices is actually through higher oil prices. He needs to bomb they're not going to give in on anything unless he just bombs the living crap out of them. And he doesn't want to do that because he thinks that's going to encourage higher oil prices. I think it's, he's got himself into a very bad trap right now. And that could be negative for the market because if the market doesn't see an intelligent way out of this, you got just like this. You got to, just like with trading, you got to commit to one side and stick to it. Otherwise, if you whip yourself around, you get whipsawed. Thanks for the tip, Neil. All right, we recovered the VWAP. We're now positive trend. Let's see what happens next. The whole AI, oil, energy trade is super interesting because if you think about this, AI is a massive energy consumer, right? So the more we commit to AI, the more energy we need. The more energy we need, the higher energy prices go. It's kind of like AI is supposed to be deflationary because it's such a productivity booster. But in the near term, it's inflationary because it's such an energy consumer. It's super interesting at how the whole thing plays itself out. Oh yes, you just called me the 1 minute master. I had a thought in my head that I was not going to share with you. I was going to say, I think my wife agrees with you, but that wouldn't be very, very adult of me. Yes, but I am a 1 minute master. So above the VWAP, back to the 2300. Remember, one account is short, one account is long. I'm kidding, yes. I'm kidding. I'm just, my mind always goes to the gutter. Which is a fun place to be. I don't know why everybody is so aghast. All right, yellow candle tells us the buyers are running out of gas. That's what it tells us, that's all. What happens afterwards is the signal. I will say this is, I'm going to show you a couple of moves from yesterday, especially like the ramp yesterday. Where the yellow, the blue candles are so important in just beginning to understand how the trade is developing. All right, where are we? We're still on the buy side, right? So I'm still looking for the buy trade. So we're going to go back to our buy side account, and positive slope below the VWAP though. This candle needs to clear all the way to the top in order to give us a green dot. I'd be surprised if it does that, but we'll see. Oops. All right, no trade on this. Oh man, it's 9 o'clock and I already run out of coffee. This is not good. I'm gonna have to go put the espresso machine. Remember I said I wanted the espresso machine right on my desk? I'm doing that. I got to do this tomorrow. I have now the big desk. I'm gonna move the espresso machine. Except I need. Oh, I still have a. Oh yeah, I have a outlet. All right, that's gonna be the new thing. Very dangerous to put the espresso machine on my desk, but I think we're gonna do that. All right, still no trades here. Oh, so while we kind of putz around, let me show you why the yellow candles are the absolute. Okay, so this is a great example of how not to be stupid, right? Watch what I want to show you, because I'm sure every one of you does this. Certainly every one of me used to do this all the time. You're in a ramp to the upside, right? And you're like one of these people, I love to, I think it's too hot, it's too high, it's going to correct. So you're like, I'm going to sell here. I'm going to sell here. I'm going to sell here. Every candle you're selling, you get stopped out on. How many, like, give me a +1 if you've ever done that in your life, or if you've done that like literally this week, right? And I'm going to show you why the dot indicator is a lifesaver. It's a lifesaver. So in the example that I showed you, you probably had like 2 or 3 consecutive stop outs because you're trying to pick tops, or worse yet, you're short here, you add here, you add here, you add here, and you bankrupt, right? Oh, Tony to the rescue. Everybody's doing +1s. So let me show you how you can 100% avoid that that structure and still get what you want to do. Still do what you want to do, which is. Hang on a second. Let me see if we got any trades here. Fuck. We gotta go. Boom. I'm talking. Okay. Here's a buy signal. I'm gonna get underneath here. 13 on the risk. 9 on the reward. Let's see if that's going to work. I'm going to leave that alone. Let me go back to the chart. So instead, don't try to guess the top. Let the dots indicator tell you where the top is. And here's how that works. Before you even begin to think about a top, you need some evidence of weakness. So the first thing is you need to have some yellow or orange candles as evidence of weakness. So now you have these candles. However, evidence of weakness is not proof of weakness. The only proof you can have is if you have yellow followed by red or purple, right? So in this case, you do. You take your shot, and boom, you get stopped out. Continuation trade, right? Now you wait. Believe me, the trade will come to you eventually if you wait. So again, the yellow, no reds, no proof. You just keep going. Yellow, no reds, no proof. It just keeps going up, right? You're trying to short this thing, and it's running away, right? And you're like, I can't believe it. Don't worry, because when it cracks over here, you will get the signal. So here, instead of having literally 6, 7, 8 stops or average into positions where you're completely destroyed and basically stopped out, you have one tiny little stop, and then you come back on the secondary trade, and this is the trade that works against the session highs, and it kind of drifts lower. At least you can you scratch away maybe 10, 20 points to the downside. And then if you want to try again, yellow to red, it breaks here, and then it breaks here much, much harder. And it's going to break. The thing is, anytime it goes up, it's going to come down. The beautiful thing about dots is that dots tell you when. You don't need to guess. The dots will tell you when in a purely clean, structural fashion, without you being able to do this. Oops, we got clipped again. Okay, clipped again. Now I'm going to go to 5 large buy market. Again, trying to buy in a negative environment. Obviously not working, but this is a legit trade. What's my risk now? 8 against 5. Very, very small. 6 maybe. Let's see if I can make this move here. So this is a second sequence trade to the buy side. May clip me again, but legit. Yeah, come on, baby. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:15. I thought it was right at 9:30. Yeah, we're trading underneath the view up. You're right. But this is, we're trading the long side. Again, I'm separating the buy signals to the sell signals. This just missed my target. I needed like 95.50, and the high was 94.75. Three quarters of a point on the side. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Very nice. Yeah, you can buy Lucid, you can buy Apex, you can buy Ola. We're also going to have a couple of more really interesting new new partners coming in. So that's going to give us some interesting automation ability. So we have a couple of partners. We have a new partner that might be coming in that allows EAs, which is going to make this kind of trading even more interesting. So the buy side definitely busting, right, on this side, but we stay in the trade until we get stopped out. I will not leave the trade just because I'm getting a red dot. However, the sell side doesn't give me a sell side signal here. Okay, here's the sell side signal. If it stays, okay, we're going to take the sell side signal on this one with a stop over here. Obviously, this is, fundamentally, this is a more negative day today. It'll be interesting to see. But again, I'm separating my trades. We'll see how they work. Somebody doing some construction near my house. I'm like, somebody's knocking around here. All right, so this one gets stopped out. This one wins. This one reverses. I stayed in my long. All of them legitimate signals. This was a legitimate short signal. It's a legitimate long signal, right? The long signal resolved. Great. We wait for the next structure. Now, when it comes to the short side, we will adjust. Now, we're going to adjust, our short side signals here too. I took too big a size here. So let's just do this like this. No, let's do this. It's going to be the 10, right? So if I get a short signal here, I'll be taking it. Got about 8 minutes left before the open. yeah, just, you want to stay true to the structure of the setup. That's all. If you do that, you really keep your risk to a minimum, and you build your reward very much towards your target, right? So we're looking now for the second sequence on the short side in this one, if we get it. But coming back to the value of picking tops, picking bottoms, here we go. Got 11 seconds left. Let's see if the short signal holds. All right. What is that? That's 85 against 95. I want to be at 77. All right, let's see if we can get that done, or if we're going to get trapped into Chop City, which we might. That's fine. Five minutes to the open. So I don't think I want to take any more trades until after the open on either side of the signal line. I got maybe 5 minutes. All right, I'm gonna cheat on this one. So this is a 8 against a 5. Let's see if I can just squeeze out 5 points on the long side here. Oh wow, it really popped up right off the. All right, good enough. I just wanted to clean up this trade. This short trade, the other short trade, we're gonna work that after the open. We're gonna look at that. So this one just resolved positively. We'll let it run. That's fine. The short trade, we're gonna trade that after the open because now we have the open. I don't want to stand in front of it. Four minutes to the open. And the thing is, what you see here is from the shorts, right? This is why you need to just be very patient on the short side. From the shorts, you're seeing weakness and short signals. They're getting clipped out. But that's a sign that the market is kind of looking for some corrective move here, right? Maybe 10 to 15 minutes, but it's already foreshadowing to you that there's some sellers coming in. And even if they miss the first couple of times, the third or the fourth time, they're going to make it happen. And we just have to be patient to take the signal all the time and, let it resolve. Instead of just trying to, sell the highs and try to bully the market down. 2 minutes to the open. Let's see, I want to trade. I still think they're probably going to test the London lows here. This 29,200 is going to come in pretty handy. All right, I'm going to go bigger size here. This is going to be a big risk on this trade, but this is the short trade. We're going to try and see if we can resolve it on the open here, if we get a signal. One minute to the open. Market's showing us buyers running out of steam, but so far nothing, no signals. Sellers pressing it down. I'm going to I ran in front. It took too much. I ran this risk too much. I was just jumping in front of it. I was like, let me come in. Show me the red dot. I needed to wait till the candle closed. Let's see if I can survive this move here. 10 seconds left. I'm not going to get lucky. Or maybe I will. Boom. Oh, boom. I got super lucky. Super lucky. That trade totally resolved. Holy shit. That was a $700 trade in 1 second. But I did this on my eval account. This is obviously not for funded accounts structure. But I was just basically betting that negative news, you kind of had to follow the flow. So yeah, this was a nice big resolve to the short side. Don't do this at home. I got super lucky on this trade. So now we're at $700 for the day. Anyways, that should have been done at about 1/10 the size, but fun on the eval side. This puts me obviously much faster towards the target, which is good. But hopefully, so now we're materially ahead on the short account and pretty much flat on the long account, which is fine, which is exactly, where we want to be. And we don't have, and now we just wait for the signals. I suspected that they were going to, how many times have we seen this where we have news, they try to rebuild the trade to the upside to kind of sucker everybody in and then just drop it like a stone. I was just basically betting on the fact that we're going to drop it like a stone like this. So now it gets interesting because now we try to figure out if they're actually going to bounce off the lows here, or we're going to take it materially higher. I think we're gonna test the 29,100. I don't think we're going to stop right here and just bounce. But whatever it is, we'll get a signal. Anyways, here's the perfect example of, even though this was insanely, large moves, it's still a great example if you were just eyeballing this properly, right? Which I think, was this a 29? Yeah, I was in this trade. What I was trying to tell you, which is that you don't need to pick tops. The tops will pick you when it comes to dots. So, okay, yes, you get stopped out here. You get the trade doesn't go your way here. Yellow, red, boom. On the second or third time, you're going to get a much, much better signal than trying to guess the top, than trying to just guess the top. And this is much more valuable. And also the same way, to the long side. So here's a good example. You have all of this. You're trying to buy the top, buy the bottom, and just keeps selling. Here, you get a turn. It's a fake turn. You get this. This is news. So you won't even take this. But let's imagine you didn't know it was news. You got faked out. So then you have to trade the next turn. Okay, you get faked out, and then the next turn you get faked out. But in the third turn, it becomes a much bigger turn, right? So you just have to be patient and let the turns take you. And the right way of doing this, by the way, actually, is that the longer that you get stopped out, the bigger you should be increasing your targets. This is one of the things that if you really, really want this setup to work so much more in your favor, is you get stopped out here, your stop is what, 10 points. You get stopped out here, your stop is 20 points, right? Here, the stop is also like 10 points. And here, the risk is, what is that, 20? But your target should be 30. You should make the target longer. It's really, really hard on the third or the fourth time to make target longer. But if you make the target longer, you really, really make the whole thing work very well. That's kind of like the final piece of properly trading that structure. But what you really want is clean first signal resolutions. These are all tactical trades that require a lot more work because the market doesn't always cooperate with you. But generally, what you want to do is just nice, clean, tactical resolutions to a lot of the stuff. All right, so we held a higher low, surprisingly enough. That's actually kind of interesting. We're at a higher low. If the market turns around and gives us a green dot, the long account that we have, we're going to take it. Yeah, market is waiting for news from China and the Middle East, but I don't think anything earth-shattering is going to happen from there. That's the thing. I really, it's going to be. I have no idea what's going on behind the closed doors. What do they tell the Chinese? Hey, if you don't, if you don't let us destroy the Iranians, we're going to cut off your whole supply. I mean, the Chinese have the SPR, they have their reserve, but nobody can rely on your reserve as a tactical idea. And if Trump says, I'm going to damage your oil supplies for the next year coming, is he really going to want that? I have no idea. I have no idea how these negotiations are going to go. All right, double bottom. Like I said, they're pressing that 200, right? They're really running this thing. So the higher low just disappeared. This is the double bottom. Let's see, do they consolidate or are they going to press it lower? I think they might take it all the way down to 29,100. But we're going to let the candles and the dots tell us the story. We're going to wait for the turn to happen before we take the turn. Astrologer, they're already testing London lows. Astrologer says they're going to test London lows. They're already testing it, but the question is, do they break it? I think I'm still arguing that we take out 29,000 today. The news of the day is bad. We don't have any countervailing news, so it's always, you can always be surprised by what the market does, but until we get countervailing news, I think every rally is going to be a sell for now. So the stronger trade for me is going to be rally back up and then resumption of the sell trade with red dots. But I'm always open. I'm always open to what the market wants to show me. I was just thinking that if you took this, the first 2 minutes of the market, how like we do a single trade. Finally, we need 33 points. It was 60. That would have been one trade. We could have gotten funded the account if I went 4 large on this. But that's it's always easy in retrospect to say, oh, this is a uniformly deep move. All right, we have broken all the lows. We are below the 200. All right, buyers finally, or sellers finally getting a little exhaustion. It's a sell exhaustion signal here. All right, I just took a small trade here for a scalp, just for a scalp on a sell exhaustion signal. This isn't the trade, but just a small scalp to kind of flip this account a little bit more positive. This is not an actual setup trade, but when I said to you, sellers getting exhausted, that you could trade for a tiny little scalp here, just based upon that. The first blue on the exhaustion move, you could try and trade it to the upside. Just like here, the first blue on the exhaustion move, you try to take it to the upside. But the real signal, even here, the first blue in the exhaustion trade, you had 76 to, you have like a 10, 20 point pop on all of these things on the exhaustion signal. Sorry. Excuse me. But the buy signal really doesn't happen until we get some dots. So this is like turning into a nice V-shaped move here, and we're going to stay very patient with it because what we really want is some clarity as to whether this is the bottom and we're going to just sort of consolidate and move higher, or this is just a classic V-shape and then we're going to come right back down. I'm back on the micros, and I want to come down to my starting position on 50 should be about 3. trying to recover the VWAP. And so this is the first 15-minute sell-off. And this is where it gets interesting, because I think if VWAP contains this, if the sellers start to come back down, if we start getting a sell signal, which we might right here, that's going to give us a trend sell signal here. Slope is still red. 16 seconds left. If I get a red dot, I'm a seller. Get a white dot, you know. Slope dot turned green. So the buyers have done a lot of job in trying to stem the selling. But let's see. Oh man, I'm getting so much allergies. Sorry, guys. So even though this is above the moving average, price action keeps coming down. If we break the lows here, that's going to give us a red signal. So watching this carefully. Oh, getting a buy impulse. If we do, we're going to go back to our buy account. Add like a two size. Let's see what it wants to do here. Oh. Nope, we're coming down to the sell side. Coming down to the sell side. Slope is still green. That's why we're not getting the sell signal. But the sellers are starting to press down. I'm going to take this small sell signal. The slope is green, just to see if I can get the move. A lot of times I pay the price for being too early and ignoring my own setups. But in this case, I'm good. $50 to the good. I jumped this further, and now that's moving us on the short account, maybe close to like $800 for the day, which would be very good. See, we're at 50. We started this at 50,000 today, and it's at. Can you see this? I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hang on. Oh, I think it's too small. Oh, I wonder if you can lift it up like this. Oh, yeah, you might be able to see it like this, right? Do you see this? Let's see. Yeah, you should be able to see it now. This is the P&L right here. And see, now, had I been conservative, I would have been short here. I kind of front run the sell side because I felt that the sellers were going to take control. Had I, been being conservative, I would have still made money. I would have been short here, 68 down to 40 at $20, 20, 30 points. You would have still made money. But I just, I took a little bit more of an aggressive thing. The point being is, it's so cool to be able to just analyze the price action in real time with a dots indicator, especially against the fundamental flow. You can really, really see the waves developing, and you don't have to rush. You can let the indicator just get you into the trades with minimal amount of slippage, right? So whether I came in here or I came in here, both of those trades were really mint turn trades, just really, really good turn trades. New York session now open below London session highs. We are 129,100. I have a feeling we go to 29,000. I think, market distributes here. sellers clearly have the news at their back. But there will eventually be an exhaustion move and a buy reversal, and then we're going to get into the buy side. It's hard to hold shorts because you're constantly afraid it's gonna bounce back, which sometimes it does. And the really great trade, and the trade that we talked about, is the multi-entry trade, where you scale out. One is plus 10, one is plus 20, one is plus 30. But honestly, I can't do it. I think I can only do that on an algo basis. I just don't have the capability. The sell wave was really, really easy to pick here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody who's bottom fishing here, everybody who's looking for a bounce, what are we going to do? We're not going to guess it. We're going to let the dots tell us. Why am I thinking 29,000? Because we tested it yesterday. It's a big, big round number. It's a century. It's a 1,000-point number, and the markets like to run round numbers. All right, what's going on over here? What's this? Sorry. Sellers have gotten exhausted, right? Seller exhaustion, but not a buy signal yet. If I wanted to scalp this, I'm a little bit late. I could have gone into my buy account and tried to scalp this, but that's not the setup that we want. We want to wait patiently until the buyers actually turn the ship around. Spirit, you're gonna have to have a bankruptcy sign on your handle. Excuse me, guys. Man, I'm sorry I sound like a frog today. It's not that I'm sick. It's just like really, really bad allergies for some reason. Okay, and this is the reason why, we wait until the ship is turned around. So the buyers have stemmed the selling, but we still have lots of selling pressure here. And I want to see a buy dot before we come in and make the trade. Slope is still sharply red. Big reversal. So the other advanced kind of scalping thought that you want to have is, let's imagine this was a dot trade. Would you want to take this candle? And the answer would be, for me, no. Because even if it's this interesting turn signal, the risk in that turn signal is massive. I got to be like, 30, 40 points underneath that candle to handle that risk. So if it's a true turn, I'll wait for another dot that has a smaller candle. And if it isn't a true turn, I'm glad I didn't take it. Slope's still red. Or conversely, if you want to do it, you take it on super small size and just give yourself lots of room to trade this out. So blues. These are all blues selling you the buyers. The sellers have kind of exhausted themselves, but we still don't have a turn in slope. Here's the turn slope finally turning green. Are the buyers finally, catching a break here? "13 seconds left." Boom, and we're done. Nice. So the buy signal worked too. Again, just waiting until the market confirms to us that the trade is there. Hope you guys are really enjoying the structure. Today the key things we did is we separated the signal and the risk into the buy side and the sell side. Stayed very true to just taking risk signaling trades, and stay true to the sequence. All of those things, positive side on both sides, positive P&L on both sides. Nice and clean. Yeah, really well done. 760 here, small amount here, but that's, to win on both sides is unusual. Today was a clearly down day, and the downside won, but the long side did not lose. So if you can do that, you're in really good shape. And then by the end of the day, if we have a rally to the long side, maybe the long side will be the one that's gonna generate all the P&L. But that was a good structure. Hope you guys had fun with it. Who likes the new approach? Give me some plus ones if you like the whole idea of separating the sequence into buy side only and sell side only. Does it make I think it obviously makes financial sense, but I also think it makes a lot of psychological sense too. Oh, look at astrologer. Astrologer is up. Astrologer says he is up. Look at that. Nice job. Tell me, astrologer, is that because you separated the buy and the sell side? Please tell me that so that I can feel really good. Yeah, sorry, the coaching. Let me give you the link to the coaching. And actually, you guys are all reminding me, when I do I'm going to actually put the link to the coaching into the auction theory. Here's the for those of you guys who are new and want to learn about auction theory, everything that I learned from Linda Raschke. I'll I want to put that into that thing because the auction webpage you can bookmark. But the coaching is right there. Coaching link is right there. Coaching is actually tomorrow, so it's perfect time to sign up for coaching. If you sign up for coaching, the coaching is Thursday night always, so we can hang out tomorrow and really deconstruct this to a thing. Oh man, God, man, I'm sorry, guys. Most accurate astrologer. That's true. Michelle, thank you. So, New York session, London session. We actually, by the way, notice this is astrologer. This is kind of cool. You notice this. We ran to the low, the London session, and came right back down. That's sort of interesting. All right, now it gets interesting because here we are, higher low, turn back up. Is that the play? We'll see. We'll see if that is. If we get a white dot or a green dot here, that's a upside signal for us. We can try to take it. Oh. Wonder why I'm not getting this. All right, no signal over here. Sometimes wealth charts needs to be refreshed because the dot goes away. And notice that that's kind of a little funky bug in wealth charts. Oh, guys. I don't know if I can talk to you much longer. So really, I'm starting to cough really badly. Anyways, who likes the? I'm starting to really like the 8 o'clock early session. There's a lot, there's a lot more productive trading. Also, obviously, we had the news trading today, but I like trading the 8 o'clock session. There's a lot more money to be made between 8 and 9 than there is between 9 and 10, right? And there's always a lot of money to be made between 10 and 11, but I'm always in meetings and everything else, so it's really hard. Oh, we're getting a trend sell signal. Let's go over here. Are we setting up for a short? Let's play it. 44 seconds left on this candle. Let's see if this holds. Maybe we get a run back up to the lows. Remember, the dominant trade today is the sell side. $22 seconds left. Nope. No signal. No signal. And we turn back up. Sellers still pressing. Slope is red. And if the sellers can press to the lows, we're going to take this short. Again, look at the I'm using dynamic stops and targets. Every one of my stops and targets is contingent on the length of the candle because we're using the top of the candle or the bottom of the candle as our stop. It's it's a natural stop, meaning that's if that stop is broken, then we know we're wrong. And then out of that, I'm using about 70% of my risk as my target. I should be using more, but I'm trying to be very consistent with my P&L. But you could use 100% of your risk. That's the proper structure. So it's dynamic. The blue candle right now is simply that the sellers have run out of gas. The yellow candle is that the buyers run out of gas, and now we're getting the sellers coming back with gas, right? So the sellers ran out of gas, and then they're pressing it down. I mean, it's what you're seeing here. The buyers and the sellers, neither one of them can establish dominance. That's really what you're seeing. Until we get a dot, we don't really have any view on dominance right now, and that's why we don't have any trades, and that's perfect because it's showing us that there is no trades. We are absolutely in a flat line. Like any trade you took on these candles would have been a disaster either way because it just simply popped back up or down. All right, a run through here will put us into a buy mode. So we're going to try and take a look at our buy account and see what it wants to do. All right, here we go. Still very flat. Not much to do here. All right, no trade. No trade. So Ben, we asked me, so below the VWAP shouldn't take a long on seeing a blue candle unless there is a dot confirmation. Yes, unless, and again, Ben, unless you're looking at like massive purples, right? You have a huge sell-off. Like when would I take a blue? Only after a whole series of maybe at least two, ideally three purples in a row. Then you can take it. Otherwise, it's not really. Look, see, you see three purples in a row, blue is pretty good. Three purples in a row, blue is pretty good, right? 3-4 purples in a row, blue is pretty good, right? At least two, right? At least here's maybe two purples in a row. Blue is pretty good, meaning that you have intense selling, and that selling kind of stops. It's actually an interesting question. It's good to look at it. Let's take a look at more. And conversely, okay, so this is a really good question. So Ben has actually asked a really good question that I hadn't considered because I'm sort of trading on the bigger wave ideas. But when can you take a blue with a reasonable degree of confidence? Or can you take a yellow, sell with a reasonable, only after at least 2 or 3 whites or 2 or 3 purples? Because what are these? These are pull away candles. These are candles where the price just verticalizes. And only when price begins to pause, you have a modicum of confidence that you're going to get a reversal signal, right? So, we see here's 3 whites. You can take this yellow, doesn't quite work. 3-4 whites, you can take this yellow. That certainly works over here, right? The reversal side. That's what you need. You need that kind of a combination of 2 before you want to consider the moves. All right, guys. You know what? I gotta go. Kay's bothering me, and this allergy attack is kind of killing me. Not much going on here, but you guys know the sequence now. You know, you're only trading flow when there's a dot. You only want to take the buy side and the sell side, separate the accounts. Trade only dot signals, and if you're going to take non-dot signals, you have to have a whole precondition around it in order to make it worthwhile. You have those 3 rules, you're pretty much going to be on the right side of the trade most of the time. And then obviously keep the risk controlled, right? So I'm going to leave you the rest. This is a short, right? Oh, this is short. Okay. That's a big short for us. I'm just going to take this nice clean. I wanted to take it to 5,800. Sorry, I should have been a little bit more patient. I could have taken it to 5,800, but again, this would have been the short here. 53. It's a big trade here. This is the reason why I don't like to take these kind of. This is like a 40-point candle, so a lot more risk. So I just simply took it, really quickly. But anyways, final trade of the day worked. Almost $800 on the 50,000 account. So that was a really good trade. I'll leave you guys to play around with this for the rest of the afternoon. I think there's going to be some really interesting setups here. But the structure, the absolute structure of how you want to do this is very, very solid. Trust the structure, and you should be able to resolve everything on the right side of the trade. Making a higher low here. The buyers are not quitting, right? This really looks. Should I stay with you for one more trade? Like, let's see if we can do the buy side move here. Oh. Buy signal here. Let's go. 35 seconds left. $16 seconds left. Let's see if the buy dot holds. Nope. All right. I'm going to leave you guys. Everybody have a great day. Good trading today. Very, very clean. We stayed to plan. And the plan is very solid. Separate the risk. If you want to sort of be very, very trend oriented, stay to the dominant side. The dominant side is the short side, right? So like that particular trade didn't work. The short trade, actually that trade did work. It was over here. Let me see what's going on here. This is so weird. Look at this, guys. MNQ. I just realized that. What? This is so weird. Why do I have 2 dots on wealth charts and 1 dot on this one? This didn't give me a dot. This was a sell signal. It's right. Why wasn't this a dot? This is so weird. Close 48.75. Low 54.25. Why isn't this should have been the signal. This would have been the trade. Fucking Trading View gave me a wrong signal. Wealth charts had the trade. This would have been the right short. This was the short. This would have been an easy short. What's going on over here? This is the problem with computers, right? They're never 100%. Why is this not a signal? Fuck. All right. Anyways, the wealth charts had the right signal. And that would have been this, in a way, this is a good lesson for me and you, is don't rely on the computer 100%. You know the rules. If the rules are, if it's showing you a different reality from what you know the reality to be, trust the reality. I should have taken this signal. By the way, we got to buy really nice strong buy signal here. So I'm gonna hang with you guys for just this one last trade here. Let's see if we can do this trade. We're gonna do an Asia session trade today, and the good part there is that we can trade both futures and CFDs. And I'm going to try and show you a couple of cool things on the CFD front too. So yeah, we're going to do 7 o'clock tonight gold. I'm waiting for a buy. There's a big risk on this, so we're going to put this over here. I really need like a 20. Oh shit! What did I just do? Ah, fuck. Flatten. Let me see if I can do this one more time. All right, let's see if we can do this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can get any traction to the upside. Yeah, I'm going to post the Asia session link in a little bit. Always go. This buy trade is gonna reverse. I was afraid it's going to do that. That's all right. If it does, I will catch it on the next sequence. That's the whole point. That's the whole point, is you try to resolve it on the next sequence if I can. But come on, buyers, do me right. Come on. I'm going to flatten out, guys. Not that this trade isn't going to go to target. I'm almost certain it is, but I got to go. I don't want to watch it. Anyways, P&L on all, on all the long accounts, the short accounts. I really like trading 2 accounts at the same time. What we're going to do is we're going to do that same sequence with different accounts tomorrow. Like every day, we'll just take 2 accounts and run them. That's going to be really good, because then you kind of run one account to size and leave the other account. Hopefully both of them go to P&L. But instead of rotating through, it's just an easier way of keeping sequence in play. All right. Anyways, guys, everybody have a great day. Thank you so much. I will see everybody tomorrow, 8 o'clock, or tonight, 7 p.m. for Asia. Everybody enjoy. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.